Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number M324911. Let the record reflect that the defendant, Ms. Mamie Lee Guillory, is present in court with her attorney, Attorney John West, and let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant District Attorney, Attorney Andrew Hubel, and Attorney Ray Shearer. Let the record reflect that the panel is not in the courtroom. State, are you ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
Defense, are you ready?
It's ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Porter, would you please get the panel, have them sit in their chairs. Y'all can stand up when the panel comes in. Everybody.
Yes, we want.
Y'all may be seated. Court is back in session and calls number M234911. Case is style, the state of Texas versus Mamie Lee Guillory. Let the record reflect that Mamie Lee Guillory is present in court with her attorney, Attorney John West. Let the record also reflect that the state is present with Assistant District Attorneys, Attorney Ray Shearer, and Attorney Andrew Hubel. Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, our court coordinator, Ms. Glenda Segura, is going to call your name. When she calls your name, the bailiff will show you where you can have a seat in the jury box. Ms. Segura?
John Brooks,
John Brooks,
Jimmy Lewis, Deanna Sullivan, Tyrone Cooper, Susan Dingler, Gary Whitley, Margaret Bradford.
would you please pin your tags on? Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I must administer to you the second oath. So I need each and every one of you to raise your right hand. And once I finish and administer the oath, please say, I do. Do you and each of you solemnly swear in the case of the state of Texas versus Mamie Lee Guillory, you will a true verdict render according to the law and the evidence, so help you God? Okay, you may put your hand down. Members of the jury, I will give you some instructions and a general idea of what to expect in this case. Every case is composed of facts and the law as it applies to the particular case. The facts come from the witnesses on the witness stand. The law comes from the statutes, codes, rules, and court decisions interpreting them and how they may apply to this case. You and I have equal authority in this case, but it is divided authority. You are the sole judges of the facts, and I'm the sole judge of the law. You are the sole judge of the credibility of the witnesses and the weight to be given their testimony. You may believe all of what a witness says, part of what a witness says, or none of what a witness says. As the trial progresses, attorneys will probably make objections to questions asked by the other attorney or witnesses, or objections to the introduction of documents or objects. This means that in the objective attorney's opinion, there is a legal reason why the testimony or document or object should not be received by you. Sometimes I will simply sustain or overrule the objection. At other times, it may require a lengthy discussion outside of your presence. If that happens, I will either ask you to step outside for a few minutes or ask the attorneys to come up to the bench so that you cannot hear the discussion on the point of law. The reason for this, as I told you earlier, you are the sole judges of the facts you receive, and I am the sole judge of the law. I can't be with you in the jury room when you deliberate the facts. Therefore, you can't be present or within hearing when I deliberate questions of law. The reason why I will sometimes ask you to step outside is because it is simply the most efficient way to do it. Otherwise, if we were to leave the courtroom, the court reporter would have to gather her equipment and take it with her, and the attorneys would have to gather their files, etc. The rulings I do make on questions of law in your presence are not evidence, and you are to disregard them. After all the evidence is in, and both the state and the defendant has rested their cases, the court will prepare and submit to you a written charge instructing you on the law in this case. We will then hear oral arguments from the attorneys. The attorneys have the right to make a summation of the evidence and to make reasonable deductions from the evidence. Since the state has the burden of proof, it has the right to open and close the summation or argument. Until you retire to deliberate, do not discuss this case amongst yourselves, and under no circumstances should you permit anyone to discuss the case with you. Do not attempt to learn from any source outside of the courtroom anything about the facts of the case, nor attempt any independent investigation on your own. Don't visit the scene involved in the facts of the case. Don't read any reports in newspapers or watch TV reports about the case. Do not make up your mind about this case until all the evidence is in and you have been instructed on the law. Don't take notes during the progress of the trial. Don't visit other courts during a break if a trial or other proceeding is in progress. The bailiff have given each and every one of you badges, so please wear those badges at all times. Ladies and gentlemen of the panel, those of you who have not been selected to serve as jurors on this case, I would like to thank you for your time and your attention. The way our justice system operates, we cannot have trials, jury trials without jurors. And it's because of people like you who take time out from your busy schedules to come here today that we're able to have trials. Now, your jury service has concluded, but I would like to say that anytime that you're in the area of County Court at Law number 2, please come by County Court at Law number 2. You can sit in that area right there. We call that the peanut gallery, but it doesn't mean you can bring peanuts in here and eat, because this is not the Texas Roadhouse, but you can come here and see what goes on in your courtroom. So at this time, before I release everyone, because we still have some of the COVID protocols, I cannot shake your hand. However, I could give each and every one of you an air handshake. And so your jury service is going to be concluding at this time. Now, if you want to sit around and watch the trial, you can. Or if you are not available to watch it in person, you can watch it on YouTube on our County Court at Law YouTube channel. Our bailiff have some letters for you. He's going to give you the letters if you need to get any excuses from the district clerk's office. He can tell you where the district clerk's office is located, which is right across the hall. So again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the citizens of Jefferson County and the behalf of the staff here at County Court at Law number 2, we'd like to thank you for taking time out from your busy schedules to come here today. And we would ask that each and every one of you will have a blessed day. You are excused. Yeah. Are you ready to start testimony today, or?
Actually, we were gonna plan on starting tomorrow. In fact, there is a matter that we need to take up on the record outside.
Outside of President, okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the case is going to start tomorrow with the reading of the information, and then the defendant will give it an opportunity to enter her plea. And then from there, we'll proceed with testimony. After opening statements, we'll proceed with the testimony in this case. So at this time, this court is going to be in recess until 1:30 tomorrow. And we need to have each and every one of you to be back 1:30 tomorrow, and you will wait outside of the courtroom. And then when we are ready, the bailiff is going to come and get you. Now, I must tell you, tomorrow I think tomorrow we have a pretty big docket. And so our docket, we may be through by 12. Sometimes it goes past 12. But in any event, just wait outside at 1:30, and then when we're ready to start, the bailiff will come and get you. So at this time, you are excused for the evening. Y'all have a blessed day. Okay. Let me do this here. Court will be in recess until 1:30 on tomorrow.